Packers Nation, help me out. I am so fucking depressed right now. We all know what happened today. Uh, Besides for any playoff loss that we've had in the past, you know, you could start naming the list. 2014 NFC Championship against Seattle, 2020 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2021 against the San Francisco 49ers, 2023 against the San Francisco 49ers. I can keep going. You want me to? 2011 New York Giants, #1 seed. I can keep going all fucking day. But this right here today is the first regular season game in my lifetime that feels like a playoff loss. And I don't even remember if I mentioned it last video. I was okay with them losing today. I mean, I didn't necessarily want the Green Bay Packers to have like an 8-game winning streak going into the playoffs. Like I wanted them to like maybe take a bump in the middle of this road. They're on a 4-game win streak. Maybe take a bump right here to the #1 seed in the AFC, which leads to no. You'd rather lose to an AFC team than an NFC team, and then you lead down the way against Chicago, against Baltimore, and then against Minnesota to finish off your season, go on a 3-game win streak. Then you could start climbing in the playoffs. So this is one of the worst days as a Packers fan. One of the worst days ever. This feels like a playoff loss. The season, I'm going to say it, the season's over. We all know it. We don't want to say it, but the season is over. Technically they're not. I mean, the only positive news that happened today is the Detroit Lions lost to the LA Rams, which #1 seed's gone now. You can't get the #1 seed. You'd need some dramatic help for that. But losing to the Lions losing today kind of helps the Packers. I think they still have a 93% chance to make the playoffs now. But when I say season's over, I mean like the winning a world championship this year. It's over. You just can't do it. Here we go. You cannot. The Green Bay Packers. If you would have told me going into this season that you wouldn't have Tucker Kraft, you wouldn't have Devontae Wyatt, you wouldn't have Elton Jenkins, you wouldn't have now Micah Parsons, no timetable yet for Zach Tom and Christian Watson, and Evan Williams, but you can't win a Super Bowl with that. You can't overcome that. I know the 2010 team did. You need everything to absolutely go perfect in order for that to happen, and it's not going to happen. It's losing Micah Parsons with a torn ACL. I was thinking this when the Colts traded 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, and then a few weeks in, his season ended. I can't remember if it was an ACL or an Achilles. I felt gutted for that team, but also I was like, man, you gave away essentially your capital, your draft capital, and now you lose that best player. That's just so heartbreaking, and it has officially happened to Green Bay. You lose Micah Parsons. I'm a pessimistic fan, so I just think the worst. I think he'll come back and never have that twitch. Is he going to be that same player when he comes back? Relatively speaking, and the science nowadays, I think he will. He's got that mindset. He wants to be the best. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. But man, losing Micah Parsons in what felt like a destiny year. I was texting a buddy, and I never do this, but and especially after Tucker Kraft, we lost Tucker Kraft this year. I just felt like there was no winning a Super Bowl this year. But literally at halftime today, the Green Bay Packers were playing so well. I thought I texted, this team is gonna win the Super Bowl. I literally felt that the team was gonna win the Super Bowl. Even without Tucker Kraft, they're playing right. Jordan is on fire. Christian Watson is a dog. the defense is playing great. We were up. We were up 26 to or we were up 23 to 14 in the third quarter, up 9 against the number one seed Denver Broncos on a 10-game win streak. Everything was feeling great, and in a flip of a couple plays, it's over. The season's over. You lose Micah Parsons to a torn ACL. Christian Watson goes down with like a chest injury. He was holding his shoulder. I was hoping it wasn't like a collarbone situation, but it, thankfully he went to the hospital and made it back and flew back with the team. So hopefully it's not super long term. You lost Zach Tom today, your best offensive lineman. He did not return today. Kennard came in and did okay for the most part. Everything went down. They were holding the Denver Broncos to 0 sacks. When they were up 9, like I mentioned, they had 0 sacks. And this team, the Denver Broncos, has the most sacks in the NFL by like a wide margin. And I don't quote me, but I think they're on pace to break the all-time sacks record as a team. Beating like the 85 Bears. Like this defense is very good, and offensive line didn't allow a sack. Jordan Love's playing great. A Golden, who was tied with the, receiving, was having a nice day and one positive for the Packers. Jayden Reed, 5 catches, 55 yards. Like I mentioned, Golden, 3 catches, 55 yards. So great to see them going. Even Luke Musgrave, he had 4 catches for 52 yards. It all went downhill after Micah Parsons tore his ACL in a non-contact injury. It was like the fucking air went out of the balloon, and I give credit to the players. It is so hard to create momentum. It's just, you can't ignore losing a star player, a top 5 player in the NFL, and just like trying to keep things going, next man up. Bullshit. I'm sorry. There's no next man up when Micah Parsons is gone. I don't see this team winning. I mean, this is sucks so bad. I can only imagine Zach Tom and Christian Watson and obviously Micah Parsons will be out next week against Chicago, the team that you need guys against. You need your star players to be there for these type of games with the division on the line. Sucks so bad. Wisconsin sports is officially cursed. They are the most injury cursed team I've ever seen. Even the 2010 Super Bowl championship, team was riddled with injuries. I think they had the most guys on PUB and IR to ever win the Super Bowl. Like they were cursed that year too. I'm about to go on a rant. In 2020, when David Bakhtiari went down with a fucked up knee, I think the Packers could have easily won the Super Bowl in 2020. Without David Bakhtiari, they just couldn't do it. I think if David Bakhtiari plays in the NFC Championship game against Tampa Bay, I really think they win it. With that everything that happened in that game, I really think the Packers win the Super Bowl. And it's just so upsetting. Same with 2021. I really feel like if David plays, they win a Super. Off topic, but the Milwaukee Bucks. If Chris Middleton doesn't get injured in 2022, I feel like the Bucks at least make it back to the NBA Finals. But him getting hurt in the round 1 against the Chicago Bulls, it derailed everything. And then you went into the next series against the Boston Celtics and losing 7 games. You feel like if you had Chris Middleton, you 100% go to the finals, and lo and behold, the Boston Celtics did go to the NBA Finals. Obviously, in 2023, Giannis is out of the playoffs. First year with Damian Lillard, and Giannis is out basically the whole series. So first year with Damon Giannis, it's you don't get that matchup you want in the playoffs. The next year, last year, when you have Dame and Giannis, the opposite. Dame Lillard tears his Achilles, and now Giannis is forced to try to overhaul everything in the playoffs and try to somehow surge that horrible Bucks team to win, which you can't against the Indiana Pacers. But uh, Wisconsin sports is so cursed. Like, come on, this team this year was primed for the Packers to at least make it back to the NFC Championship game or even make it to the Super Bowl. I just don't see how you could do that now, especially with I mean, you got to win the division to hopefully get a home game, but now seemingly you're probably going to have to go on the road for three straight games against three fucking amazing teams in LA. If it's the Bears, if it's the Eagles, if it's the 49ers, you're going to have to go on the road um, probably three straight times, and I just don't see how this team can do it without Micah Parsons, without Zach Dom, without Tucker Kraft, without Devontae Wyatt, without Elton Jenkins. It's just what what can you do? It's unfortunate, and you know, my gosh, the guys, how about the DBs today? Like Carrington, Valentine, and Nixon were just getting cooked today, and I get it. It's gonna happen. They were honestly playing great this year than I've ever thought, but so I knew it was they were gonna break sometime, and today was the day. Corn Sutton just fucking ate their lunch today, and it is what it is. But man, how about the amount of fucking drops this defense just like between Quay Walker, Carrington Valentine, even Xavier McKinney, who had a great game today, I thought he still dropped a easy pick. Like this is why the DBs are DBs because they can't catch the football. And I don't like shitting on NFL players, but gosh damn, the amount of times if they just caught these fucking easy interceptions, I don't even know where this team would be. It's sickening. It's crazy to see how much Dontavian Wicks has gone out of this offense after what he did on Thanksgiving Day. I thought this was going to be the spark to light him up. And today, one catch for 6 yards. He had a crucial drop. Um, and another spot where he should have caught the ball. It was a pass thrown a tick behind him, but he had two hands on it. Goes right through his hands, tipped off and picked off by Riley Moss. Just what are you gonna do? Um, Man, and even on the other interception, that's just a credit towards Patrick Surtain, who won the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. He just made a fucking great play, reached out, took an interception. That's just a hat tip. I honestly thought Jordan Love played a fucking really great game up until all these injuries happened. And what are you gonna do? I mean, I think he had like 276 passing yards, a touchdown, and two picks, like I mentioned. He ran the ball great today, 3 carries for 29 yards. The dog of the game, Josh Jacobs, who was like basically a game time decision, came in at 12 carries for 73 yards and a touchdown, and that being that 40-yard touchdown run. Like, tell me, Packers fans, was that not like the greatest shit? Like, that right there is like when I'm like, this team is gonna win the Super Bowl. Their offensive line was playing great. Once again, another nice day by the three interior offensive linemen and Sean Ryan, Anthony Belton, and Aaron Banks. That just seems like a nice little cohesion they got going there, and it just felt like everything was right. Um, like I mentioned, I didn't think they could win without Tucker Kraft. Luke Musgrave had a nice game today, 4 catches, 52 yards. I really thought I don't. I'm trying to say it. I did not think the Packers were. I didn't think I would have this type of game where I thought the Packers would win the Super Bowl, and now 20 minutes later, I'm like, season's over without a first round pick this year and the following year. And there's no way they're going to get pressure. I'm sorry. Prove me wrong, boys. Rashawn Gary, he's so cooked. Yeah, he has 7.5 sacks this year, but he hasn't gotten a sack since like 5 weeks ago. It's over. Yeah, he's playing great run stopping this year, according to Jeff Hafley, which I think he has been, but you basically have no pressure now. I know Lucas Van Ness came back today. Didn't really make a big impact. I don't know if they were just trying to ease him in, but now you need Kingsley Enagbare, who just had a horrible fucking game, which was so weird. He literally had the best game of his career probably against the Chicago Bears last week to this game. Fucking penalty on special teams, hitting the punter like a fucking idiot. And just horrible game for Kingsley today. So you need him, Lucas Van Ness, and Rashawn Gary, to generate any sort of pass rush because we need it. 0 sacks today. Bo Nix had all fucking day to throw. 23 for 34, 304 yards. That's what's gonna happen when you have no pressure. Yeah, I feel for this team. They were playing great. Like I said, they had 0 sacks, on Jordan Love up until the injuries happened with Zach Tom and Micah Parsons. Then 3 sacks happened. Just terrible. The game was moving fast. Packers needed to. They were falling behind quick, and they needed to abandon the run game and stay upright and pass. So it just led to a lot of these sacks. So unfortunate. I don't really know what to say. It just kind of feels like the season's over. Not giving up completely because you got a huge game against the Chicago Bears on a short week now after they seemingly got punched in the mouth last week, and they fucking went and punched the Cleveland Brown right in the fucking balls today. They killed them. So, it's this tie is throwing everything for a loop right now, because now it doesn't matter what head-to-head. The head-to-heads don't matter anymore. It's all about having the best record now. But now that this tie is involved with everything, so. Theoretically, the Bears could, go 3-3 in the division this year and still win the NFC North. Meanwhile, the Packers can go, 5-1 and lose the division. It's just kind of been a weird year, a year where the Minnesota Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs, who had a combined win total of 29 games last year, both got eliminated today. It's just a weird year, and that's the unfortunate part in this whole thing is in a weird year, a wide open year. Yes, the LA Rams are the best team right now in the NFC, but in my opinion, I would love to go to LA and play the LA Rams because Matt LaFleur is like 4-0 against Sean McVay, and also it'd be like a pseudo home game for the Los Angeles Rams because we all know Packers. There'd be more Packers fans in LA than fucking the Rams fans. The shit pisses me off so much. And that's the sucky part is in a wide open year, the Packers' best player on the team, their best offensive lineman, their best wide receiver, all go out, and arguably their best safety, Evan Williams, went out today. Jaden Reed, even on the last series, Jaden Reed gimped off the field. I mean, I think he's fine, but even he's going to be dealing with stuff next week. Josh Jacobs is absolutely cooked. He's hurting, but he's still playing his ass off. And then, obviously, like I mentioned, Tucker Kraft, Devontae Wyatt, Elton Jenkins, and now Micah Parsons out for the year. I just don't know how you can overcome that. And this 100%, in my opinion, solidifies that the NFL needs another bye. These NFL players, we want to add another game to this NFL season. It's going to be coming without a doubt. There's going to be an 18th game eventually. It's without question. But you 100% need to add another bye somehow. I don't care what needs to be done. These players cannot. The Packers had their bye early, and they're going to be playing 13 straight games when it's all said and done. 13 straight games. How can you survive as an NFL player in an organization and win a Super Bowl when you have to play 13 games straight in a row? And potentially more. It's just disgusting. You need to add a bye. It just feels like an easy fix too. Like, just you guys can do it. Figure it out. Therapy session, guys. I don't know what to say. Hopefully the Packers win next week. To be honest with you, I just don't see it happening. No Micah Parsons, no win. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm coming back next week and I'm happy, but right now I'm depressed. Help me out, guys. Like the video. Let it all out in the comments because your boy's down and I need a pick-me-up. But thank you guys as always for watching these type of things. And like I mentioned, if you could do me a huge solid and like the video, because not only does great things for the channel, it does great things for my heart right here. So appreciate you guys and have a good rest of your day.